more fun next on Treehouse. Emma next on Treehouse. Peppa Pig next on Treehouse. Blue's Clues and You next on Treehouse. There's even more fun 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 next on Treehouse. Butterbean's Cafe next on Treehouse. Sunny Day next on Treehouse. Esme and Roy next on Treehouse. Corn and Peg next on Treehouse. Dorothy the Dinosaur next on Treehouse. Blocky next on Treehouse. Masha Tales next on Treehouse. The Remarkable Mr. King next on Treehouse. Littlest Pet Shop, A World of Our Own next on Treehouse. Masha and the Bear next on Treehouse. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic next on Treehouse. My Big Friend next on Treehouse. Toopy and Binu next on Treehouse. Elmo's World next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Caillou next on Treehouse. Blue's Clues next on Treehouse. Peter Rabbit next on Treehouse. Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs next on Treehouse. Roleplay next on Treehouse. Robo-Car Povey next on Treehouse. Peppa Pig, Christmas at the Hospital next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Ready, Steady, Wiggle next on Treehouse. Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle next on Treehouse. Cleo and Cookie next on Treehouse. Barbie Dreamtopia next on Treehouse. Thomas and Friends next on Treehouse. Best of Thomas and Friends next on Treehouse. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz next on Treehouse. The Most Magnificent Thing next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. On Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Max and Ruby next on Treehouse. Franklin and Friends next on Treehouse. Team Umizoomi next on Treehouse. Dora the Explorer next on Treehouse. Go Diego Go next on Treehouse. Little Charmers next on Treehouse. Bella the Princess Knight next on Treehouse. Wiggletown next on Treehouse. Shimmer and Shine next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. The Wiggles next on Treehouse. Wiggly Song Time next on Treehouse. Super Boomy next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Jane and the Dragon next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. The Backyardigans next on Treehouse. Super Wings next on Treehouse. Ricky Zoom next on Treehouse. Ricky Zoom next on Treehouse. Babar next on Treehouse. The Octonauts next on Treehouse. Ni Hao Kai Land next on Treehouse. K plus Cow next on Treehouse. Mike the Knight next on Treehouse. The Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that. Next on Treehouse. The Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that. Holiday special next on Treehouse. Rainbow Rangers next on Treehouse. Agent Binky, Pets of the Universe next on Treehouse. Rusty Rivets next on Treehouse. Ryan's Mystery Playdate next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Snow Snaps next on Treehouse. Blaze and the Monster Machine next on Treehouse. The Wiggles Dance next on Treehouse. Ranger Rob next on Treehouse. Sesame Street next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Miss Persona next on Treehouse. Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom next on Treehouse. The Emma and Lockie Show next on Treehouse. Top Wing next on Treehouse. Bubble Guppies next on Treehouse. Nursery Rhymes next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Splash and Boots next on Treehouse. Wiggle Time next on Treehouse. There's even more fun next on Treehouse. Up next, a special presentation of Disney Junior's Bluey on Treehouse. Rusty Rivets next on Treehouse. Max and Ruby next on Treehouse. Peppa Pig next on Treehouse.